Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Beverly and I am your host today of Miles and Coffee. Thank you for joining me today. This is a really good topic because it is time for spring break and many people are traveling to Mexico. So this podcast is designed to give you a couple of tips that you might need to know as you travel to Cancun and soak up some of that sun, or you might be on your way to Isla Mujeres. Whatever your travel plans, as you pack and prepare, you might want to also take some notes because this topic of safety, especially as it relates to Mexico, is now in the news. So let's get started. Is Mexico safe for travel right now? Well, it all depends on where your destination is. So here's my number one tip. Please consult the U.S. Travel Advisory. As you can see, the state summaries and advisory levels are information that are specific for travel destinations. The travel advisor levels are as follows. Level 1 is exercise normal precautions. Number 2, exercise increased precautions. Number 3, exercise or reconsider travel. Number 4 is do not travel. On the list, there are 6 states listed do not travel. Read the country information on the page for additional information on travel. They include hyperlinks because there have been reports of violent crime and kidnappings in the level 4 destinations. It would be of your best interest to know where these places are and what the warnings that are related to the level 4 do not travel list. My next level is level 3. Reconsider your travel in these areas, again, for similar reasons of pickpocketing and petty crimes that you should be aware of beforehand so that you can take the proper precautions. Level 2 is where you want to exercise increased caution when you're traveling to this list of states that are at this level. And I would like to give you one caveat for level 2, increased caution. As we know, any big city is going to have some type of crime related to it. Case in point, when you think of large cities, think of the cities in the United States affiliated with crime, such as New York City or even Chicago, parts of Chicago. That doesn't mean you don't travel there. That just means that you take the necessary precautions to remain safe. Level 1 areas exercise normal precautions when traveling to Campeche or Yucatan, and again, take these with precautions. Please hit the like button if you're finding this information helpful. I really am growing my channel and I appreciate it. Okay, so now let's talk about common sense. When we are traveling, especially to areas where there's going to be a lot of people, you want to keep in mind the following. Never travel alone to isolated areas. If you get a funny feeling, trust your gut, turn around, find another place or another area to be. Another thing you want to keep in mind is call on Uber or Didi. It's very reliable, especially in certain areas. You can get those ride shares pulled up on your phone. I prefer ride shares like Didi or Uber because the price is specified up front and have your cash ready. Keep in mind that if you flag a taxi on the street in Cancun, you will pay more. Street taxis, especially in crowded destinations or popular destinations, are not as regulated, so they can quote whatever price they want. Always ask the price up front, and if you feel you don't want to pay a taxi, just wave them goodbye and say no thank you. But that is something to think about as well. My next word of caution is don't invite strangers to your place, or whether it be your Airbnb or wherever you're staying when you're on vacation. That would not be wise. If you meet people and they like you and they want to meet you again, meet up at a cafe, select a time and someplace public, a restaurant. That would be your safer bet when you're traveling. Another common sense tip is to order your drinks when you're in public directly from the bartender or from your waiter. Be careful. We all know not to leave any drinks unattended for any reason. And if you have to leave and go to the restroom, then order a new drink. You don't want to leave anything out in public where it is unsupervised, unless you have friends that are at the table and can watch what you are drinking, and stay safe that way so that you're not imbibing something that has been tampered with. Another caveat or a tip that I would like to share is to send a trusted family member your travel destination ahead of time so that they will know what city that you're in, maybe the hotel or the Airbnb, to be safe, not sorry. God forbid something happens, but if it does and there is an emergency, someone somewhere should know your general location or the last place or your last location in case of emergency so that you can be found. Another way to stay safe is to take a screenshot of your location, save the address on your phone of your hotel, and put that into your contact information. And also the screenshot will be convenient for you to pull up at, because the Wi-Fi might not be reliable in certain areas. So if you can save that information ahead of time, you can always pull up the screenshot of the address on your phone for your Airbnb or your hotel, and conveniently show that to your Uber or your DD driver or your taxi driver. And that way you're not fumbling trying to find that if the Wi-Fi is down. Okay, so that is my tip. I would love to hear some of your tips. Would you like to share? What tips do you have for traveling? Leave a comment in the comment section below, because I do read your comments and I would love to hear what tips you have for traveling in Mexico. Don't be afraid to travel to Mexico. Let's be prepared, be informed, but most of all, let's have fun wherever you choose as a destination when you travel to Mexico. As always, thank you for joining me today. I hope this has been informative. Take it one day at a time and keep it simple when you travel. Until next time on Miles and Coffee.